Hey guys, I'm T and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, we make trendy and fun crochet tutorials twice a week. And if you haven't already, smash that like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe to join in on the fun. What you're looking at here is another quick and easy stash buster fit for summer. I've been loving these easy summer tanks, and from the looks of my Instagram feed, quite a few of you guys have too. I know a few of you have been wanting one that wasn't a v-neck, so you know I had to get that out before summer ends so you can get cute Instagram flicks off. If you do, be sure to tag me so you can join all the beauties posted in my highlights. And without further ado, for this project, any category 4 yarn will work, but I used a skein of Red Heart Super Saver in Pale Plum. As for tools, a 5mm hook, scissors, stitch markers, and a tape measure. There's a written pattern down below. Use offer code TCD DIY for a discount off any $9.99 plus order. Watch to the end of the video to learn how to enter this week's giveaway. We're using 3 stitches for this project, and they will be as follows: chain, slip stitch, single crochet, and half double crochet. This tutorial is for a size small, but you can adjust it for your size, and we explain how to in the video, so let's get started. Getting this top started, we are first going to grab our category 4 yarn and make a slip knot. Next, we're going to grab our 5mm hook and start off by making a chain that goes from our underarm down to where we want the bottom of this top to be. And I want mine to be 12 inches or 30 centimeters, so I'm going to start off by making a chain of 48. And now that we have our chain, what we're going to do from here is block off that last chain, do a chain up of 2. That counts as a half double crochet. From here, we're going to prepare for a half double and insert our hook into that chain that we blocked off, or the third chain from our hook, with a half double crochet. Let's do the next one together. Prepare for a half double, insert your hook into that next chain, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, and pull through 3. And keep putting 1 half double into every chain until we have just 1 left, because we're going to increase into there together. Now that we've made our way down our chain, we have the last one to go into, and we're going to do an increase of 2 half double crochets together. So what we're going to do is prepare for a half double, and into our last chain, we're going to go in with 1 half double, and then 1 more into that same last chain. So prepare into that last chain with a half double, and that is our increase of 2. From here, we're going to do a chain up of 1 and flip our work. And then we're going to make our way down, putting 1 back loop slip stitch into every stitch. So going into that first back loop that we have, we're going to insert our hook into there, yarn over, and pull through both loops that's on our hook. There's 1, there's 2. Let's do 1 more together. Into that next back loop, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops. And keep doing that, going all the way down. I'll meet y'all back at the end of this row. Now that we've made our way down with our slip stitch row, we are now going to get started on our third back loop half double crochet row. So all we're going to do is do a chain up of 2. Flip our work, prepare for a half double crochet, and then insert your hook into that first back loop with a half double. So insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. Let's do this again. Prepare for a half double, insert your hook into that back loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. And keep putting 1 back loop half double crochet into every stitch, leaving the last one because we're going to increase into there together just 1 more time. And now that we've made our way all the way down with our back loop half double crochets, we have 1 stitch left, and we're going to increase into there together 1 last time. So prepare for a half double, insert your hook into that last back loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. It's an increase, so we're going to be putting 1 more into that last back loop. So prepare, into that same back loop, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 3. And this is going to be the pattern from mid underarm till we reach the front of our body. a row of back loop slip stitches, and then a row of back loop half double crochets where we increase into the end. And then we're going to meet each other back when we are at the top so that we can go in with the scoop neck from there. And lastly, when we're putting this up to ourselves, make sure that we're stretching it as if we were wearing it. We are back and we've made it to the front of our body, making sure we end on our half double crochet row. I have 9 rows, which is 2 inches or 5 centimeters. From here, we'll be prepping for our strap, giving us height for our nice scoop. So we'll be increasing at the end of every row till we get the same height as the top of our underarm, making sure we once again end on a half double crochet row. So let's get that started. From here, we're going to do a chain out of 2 and flip our work. Into the second chain from our hook, we're going to go into that back loop with a slip stitch. So we're going to count 1, 2, into that second chain, insert your hook into that back loop, and pull through everything. And from here, put 1 back loop slip stitch into every stitch. When we make our way down to the end, do a chain up of 2, flip our work, and put 1 back loop half double crochet into every stitch, making our way back down, remembering to increase into this last stitch. And keep increasing like that until you guys reach the top of your armpit. We have reached the top of our armpit. So for me, I went in with just 2 rows, which brings us to 11 rows in total. And that's 2.5 inches or 7 centimeters. And we're now ready to go in with our scoop. So to do our scoop, we'll be decreasing into every row till we get to the middle of our boob, being sure to hold up the piece to ourselves and making sure that we're stretching it because these stitches have a lot of give. So let's get started on our decrease rows together. From here, we're going to do a chain up of 1. We're going to flip our work, and then we're going to insert our hook into that first back loop, yarn over, pull through, also into that next back loop. We should have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, just like that. And that is how we do our decrease of 2 back loop slip stitches. We're going to put 1 back loop slip stitch into every stitch until we get down to the end, do a chain up of 2, flip our work, and then put 1 back loop half double crochet into every stitch until we have just 2 left, and then I'll meet you guys back so that we can do that decrease together as well. So we've made our way down with our back loop half double crochets, and we have left our last 2 stitches. So let's decrease into there together. We're going to prepare for a half double crochet. Insert your hook into that second to last back loop, pull through, also into that last back loop, yarn over, pull through. We should have 4 loops on our hook. From here, we're going to yarn over, pull through all 4 loops like that. And from here, do a chain up of 1 and flip our work. And remember to decrease into the tops of every row until this reaches mid boob. And when you have finished with however many rows you need, I'll meet you back at the top. I now have the beginning of my scoop. I decreased into 4 rows and I now have a total of 15 rows, and that's 3.5 inches or 9 centimeters. And since we don't want this to go too deep, unless that's your thing, no judgment, we're going to slow down the decline a little bit. And how we're going to do that is fairly simple. We'll be decreasing at the end of every other row, starting with our next half double crochet row. So from here, we're going to do a chain 1, flip our work, and put 1 back loop slip stitch into every stitch. Now that we're at the end, we're going to do a chain up of 2, flip our work, and put 1 back loop half double crochet into every stitch till we have just 2 stitches left. We've made our way to the end of our half double crochet row, leaving our last 2 stitches, and from here we're just going to decrease together again. So prepare for a half double, insert your hook into that second to last back loop, pull through, and also into that last back loop, pull through. We should have 4 loops on our hook, so yarn over and pull through all 4. From here, we'll continue decreasing into our half double crochets till we reach the middle of our chest, making sure that we meet at the top. Quick editor's note. What you're looking at here is a top made with 10 rows. I was trying some things out, so don't mind this. The clips will be wearing it and the numbers are correct, so no issues there, long as you do as I say and not as I did. Now back to the video. After decreasing into every half double crochet row, I've made my way to my last decrease that's in the middle of my chest. This decrease section was 8 rows, so I now have a total of 23 rows, and that's 5 inches or 12 centimeters. From here, we're going to do a slip stitch row and then do the same thing we did on this side, but in reverse. If it helps, you can think of this middle slip stitch row as a binder of a book or the middle of a butterfly. So let's get started. After finishing my slip stitch row, it's time to start our increases, which means we're going to do a chain up of 2, flip, and meeting me back at, you guessed it, the top, being sure to leave the last stitch so that we can increase together. So we've made our way down to our last stitch and we're going to do our increase together. We're going to prepare for a half double crochet, and into that last back loop, I'm going to insert with a half double crochet, and then into that same back loop, we're going to go in with another half double crochet. From here, do a chain up of 1, flip your work, and work our way back down with back loop slip stitches. Since I decreased into every half double crochet row for the last 8 rows before our middle slip stitch row, I'm going to increase into every half double crochet row for the next 8 rows. Now these are my numbers. If yours are different, that's totally okay. Just make sure you do the same amount of increases as decreases. So we're back after finishing our increases that mirror our decreases, which means it's time for us to ramp up our increases and mirror the section that we did over here. So since this was 4 decreases into every row, I'm going to increase on this side into every row. Once again, whatever your number is, it's okay. Just make sure however many decrease you did on this side, you're increasing into the same number of rows on this side. And it should look a little something like this. As you can see, here are my 4 increased rows that match the other side. I now have a total of 7.5 inches, or that's 19 centimeters, or 36 rows in total. Now it's time to finish off this front panel. So what you'll do is take the amount of rows you increased on this side to get the height that's around your armpit. Then you'll be decreasing that number on this side. For me, that was 2 rows of increases, so I'll be doing 2 rows of decreases. So let me do that. And now to finish off the last bit of our front panel. We'll be taking that we did here for our underarm section and mirroring that over here. In this section, we increased into every half double crochet row, which means we'll be decreasing into every half double crochet row here. So for me, that was 9 rows, so I'll be doing that over here. But once again, if yours are different, that's okay. Just be sure the number of rows that you're going to do here is the same as you guys did over here. And once when you're finished, you'll get something like this. So let's recap. We started on this side with our underarm part, increased into every other row. Needed some more height, so increased into every row till we hit our armpit. Wanted a nice scoop, so we decreased into every row till we hit the middle of our boob, forming this nice point and lovely scoop. Decreased into every other till we got to the middle of our chest. Did our slip stitch row, then we did it all over again in reverse. Increased every other, increased into every, decreased into every, and finished it off with decreasing into every other again. Easy peasy. So to start our back panel, we'll be doing the same thing that we did to start our front. So for me, I increase into every half double crochet row for 9 rows. And you guys already know by now, but it bears repeating. If your numbers are different, that's okay. Just do the same thing you did for this underarm section here. And once you've finished there, we're going to continue straight across with no increases or decreases till we get to the other side. So that'll be the amount of rows you did for the front panel minus what we did to get the height. So for me, that'll be a total of 25 rows in between. And then we'll be repeating the same amount of rows of decreases on the other side. All right, so I have just finished up going in with my underarm portion for the back panel. And I just wanted to recap with you guys really quick. So I did the first few rows that I had where we decreased into every half double crochet row. From here, we're not going to be doing those rows that we did to reach up to our armpit. We're just going to go straight across. And we're going to be subtracting those 2 rows on both sides. And then we're going to do the decreases into every half double crochet row along this side. I am back and I have just finished up going in with the entirety of my back panel. I know I left you guys right about here, but once when you guys have the length going across your back, you guys are just going to do the same thing that we did over here for our front panel's decrease section, which is its decrease into every half double crochet row. And once when we get to that last row, just do a chain up of one and cut. But once when we have this all finished up, we are now ready to seam it all together. So we are ready to seam everything up, and we are going to seam it up just a little bit different than we have seamed up everything else so far that we've done on the channel. One of you guys actually suggested it in one of my previous videos, and this is why you guys are so awesome, because we're constantly learning from each other. But this is actually really, really cool, so let's get this started. What we're going to do is make sure that our work is actually flipped right side out, so our ribbing is faced up towards us on both sides, because the seam is actually going to be an outside seam. From here, we're going to insert our hook into the two corner stitches right here, insert our yarn onto our hook. And then from here, we're going to pull through, do a chain up of one. Next, we're going to be inserting our hook into the outside stitch in the front panel, and then also into the outside stitch from the back panel. So really quickly, taking a look at this front panel, we're going to insert our hook only into this front loop, and then taking a look at the back panel, into that same loop, we're going to be going into only that back loop. And from here, we're going to yarn over and pull through everything on our hook. And that way, our slip stitch row just kind of looks like it's rolling over. So let's do this again. Into the front panel, we're going to insert our hook into this front loop. Into the back panel, insert your hook into that back loop. From here, we're going to yarn over and pull through everything. And that is it. Just keep doing this, going all the way down until we don't have any more stitches left. And then go ahead and do the same thing that we just did here on the other side, and then I'll meet you guys back. So now that our work is nice and seamed up, we are now ready to go in with our strap. So we're going to want to try this on, and then from this corner stitch, going all the way up and over your shoulder to the corner that we have in the back, we're going to take that measurement and then make a chain of that. So I'm going to start off by making a chain that is 8 inches or 20 centimeters, or that comes out to about 28 chains. So all I'm going to do is insert my hook into this top corner stitch. There's not going to be a pretty loop for us to go into, so we're just going to have to find one. Insert my yarn onto my hook and pull through. Do a chain up of one, and from here I'm going to continue going in with my 28 chains. Now that I have my chain, I'm going to flip my work and then into the corner stitch that I have along the back. I'm going to be inserting my hook into there with a slip stitch. And then I'm going to single crochet across. And by doing that, I'm just going to be putting 2 single crochets into each of our side half double crochets until we reach this corner stitch. So let's do the first few together. Into this first side half double crochet, we're going to go in with 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochet. Let's do the next one together. Skipping this next side slip stitch row, our next side half double, there's 1 and then there's 2. We're going to keep doing this going all the way down until we hit our next corner. When we hit the next corner, we're going to make a chain of the same chain count that we just did right here for our strap. And then we're going to slip stitch it into the corner stitch that we have along the front. And then we're going to work our way across the front the same way that we're going in, like this. So 2 single crochets into each side half double. And then we're going to slip stitch it into this first chain up of 1 space that we made when we started this whole section off. So now that we've made our way all the way around with our first row, I guess we can call it, we're going to go in with another row of single crochets. But when we're going into the chain, it's just going to be a regular single crochet. And when we're going into the body, it's going to be back loop single crochets. So let's get this started. Since we slip stitched into the first chain up of 1 space, we're going to do a chain up of 1 again to work our way up to the next row. And then put 1 single crochet into every chain that we have going across our strap. And now that we've made our way all the way down with our single crochets just going across our chain, going across the back, we're going to go in with back loop single crochets. So into this first back loop, insert, and single crochet. And that is it. Put 1 back loop single crochet into every single crochet that we have, We make our way to the chain, put 1 single crochet into each of those chains, and then going across the front, put 1 back loop single crochet into each of those again, and then slip stitch into that chain up at 1 space and cut. And now that we've made our way around with our second single crochet row for the collar, we now just need to clean up the underarm portion. So we're just going to do one of them together. And I will be showing you guys how to weave in these ends as well, just to keep things a little bit easier for you guys. So the first thing we're going to do is insert our hook into this corner stitch that we have, pretty much where our strap is. I'm going to insert our yarn onto our hook and pull through. From here, do a chain up of 1, and same rules apply. We're going to be going in with 2 single crochets into each of our side half double crochets. Now we've reached the middle where all of our tail ends are, and this can actually be applied for any pattern, but what we're going to do is just lay our tail ends on top of the loops that we're going into, and then they'll be just kind of woven in as we go. So let's not get this confused with our working yarn. But into my next side half double crochet row, I'm going to insert my hook into there, and then making sure that the tail ends that we have, I have 3, are laying on top of the loop that we just inserted our hook into, and then we're going to single crochet just like normal. And now our tail ends are in the middle of our single crochet. Now let's do the next one together just one more time. Into the same side half double crochet row, we're going to insert our hook into that loop, making sure that our tail ends are laying on top of our hook, and single crochet like normal. So go ahead and keep doing this, going all the way down. Once you guys don't have any more stitches left, do a chain up of 1 and cut, and then do the same thing that we just did here on the other side. Now we are very close to being done. We just have 1 row of single crochet and then another row of front post single crochets to do. So to get that started, we want to make sure that our work is flipped wrong side out. And then once when we have that, we are going to be inserting our hook into any one of our side row stitches or loops. It doesn't matter which one. And then same rules apply as before. We're going to be putting 2 single crochet into every side half double crochet. And then once we make our way back, we're going to slip stitch into that chain up of 1 space. And then we'll meet each other back to do a front post single crochet row together. We've just made our way all the way down with our first single crochet row, and we're just going to finish this off by doing a front post single crochet row. So the first thing we're going to do, after we have slip stitched into that chain up of 1 space, we're going to do another chain up of 1. And now we're going to do our front post together. So right into this first loop that we have, we're going to insert our hook, but we're going to bring it through the other side. So we're kind of hugging this single crochet post that we have right here. So we're going to insert our hook into this next loop and then bring it through the next loop that we have over here. And then from here, we're going to single crochet just like normal. Let's do the next one together. Into this next loop that we have, we're going to insert our hook, but we are also going to bring it through this next loop and then single crochet. Once more, into this next loop, bring it through the other loop as well, and then single crochet. And we're going to keep doing that, going all the way around. Once we don't have any more stitches left to go into, we're going to do a chain up of 1 and cut. And that's it. I'll meet you guys back. And we have just finished up going in with our front post single crochet, and I have done my chain up of 1 and cut. And from here, we're actually all finished up. The last thing we have to do is just weave in all of our ends. We've woven in our ends, and our classic tank top is all finished. I'm really, really happy with how this piece turned out. It's easy, it's fast, and it's super comfy to wear. I had a lot of fun making this, and if y'all do too, be sure to let me know in the comments. There's a written pattern down below. Use offer code TCDDIY for a discount off any $9.99 plus order, and enter this week's pattern giveaway by telling us what your biggest crochet project has been and how long it took you guys to make it. Good luck to everyone who enters. Also, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up because believe it or not, it actually helps. Be sure to share us on Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook, links down below. Link to our Etsy page is down there too. If you want to buy this piece or any other piece on the channel, be sure to favorite the shop so you don't miss out on new patterns and exclusive deals. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.